Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Z
Thank
Tier
you for the
podcast.
follow, whoever that was.
And
Who
then,
was
of
that?
course, you guys, you motherfuckers,
thank
immediately
you.
started interrupting me.
Damn, I swear.
Well, I'm sorry. We had a really interesting conversation about 1,000 layers it comes, so I figured we could.
What?
Okay, hello, everyone, welcome to the Z Tier
Young
podcast.
man.
This is our 17th week doing this, believe it or not, but this is the first time we're recording it to put on
Goddamn.
YouTube. My name is Sir Galvanium, also known as Max. I built this world we're in. We're in
Or
VR
Sir
chat.
Calcium.
Warehouse on VR chat. You should check it out. There's some avatars here. Follow me on Twitch. Twitch.tv says Sir Galvanium. You should go to my Twitter. I'm Twittering now. Twitter.com/Sir Galvanium. It's all just any social media. Probably. I have just Sir Galvanium on it. This one.
You sir.
Hello. Hello there. I am Darestrix. You can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/Darestrix. You can follow me on Twitter at Darestrix42. You can sometimes, when I eventually start doing it again, check out the VODs for this Twitch at youtube.com/Darestrixarchive. I remember the name.
It's your damn channel.
Doing good, Dara. Doing good.
Doing well.
You're doing so good. 10 out of 10.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah, mostly VR chat because it's easy to set up. But some Saturdays we pretty much play Sea of Thieves. With
Yeah, boy.
Oh,
That
Saturday.
fuck
That's when
over
you
there.
guys choose to do it. You know? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you and Talon can both join us if you wish.
He does a
Uh-huh.
sing stream then.
And Bread Fox,
That's
it's your
why
turn.
he's angry.
Well,
I know he
not
doesn't
only,
stream,
not only,
but he
not
can
only
still-
that, how's she going to stream it from her laptop? And
You
that's
can
how.
stream from a laptop, just get a better one.
Well,
Has her
mm,
computer been having
Let's get
issues?
She's getting a rig
no, no,
anyway.
no, no.
What way
I
to
don't.
play
I don't
it?
think her computer can handle you. Barely handled a Call of Duty one.
Call of Duty Modern Coffin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, by the way, double XP week.
Yeah, I know. I was playing it before we started.
Anyways, Bread Fox.
Right.
Bread Fox, your turn.
Hi, my name's BreadFox101. You can follow me at Twitch on BreadFox101. Now, I have another thing to plug. Drumroll, please.
No.
Sorry, I forgot the drums.
Ashley It's a CT YouTube channel. We have one now.
YouTube channel. No.
Are you going to start? Are you going to start naming your videos?
No!
Are you still
He's
got
like,
the whole
I'm not going to name my videos. There's not going to be any metadata and fuck thumbnails.
I'm gonna make this the
Boy.
most impossible YouTube channel to find. That's right, me. BreadFox101 on Twitch. Follow.
Oh my god.
Remember that name.
Oh,
that
shit.
name,
Damn
will,
it.
that name will be the next Disney villain.
The fuck's
I
up,
am done.
Gizmo, your turn.
You now.
Alright. Hi, I'm Gizmo Hunter. I am the photographer for Frost's Discord channel for VR Check specifically. I don't do much. I hopefully
in jest.
soon. Hopefully soon I can start streaming. But plugins. You follow the Z Tier podcast YouTube channel or Z Tier.
Not the
Channel.
podcast YouTube. It's just the ZT YouTube channel.
And follow him on
Oh.
Twitter.
Yes, follow Gizmo on Twitter. He's
I
very
don't post
wholesome.
much. I don't post much. Well, I don't really post anything. But
Oh yeah, I
probably
forgot to
soon.
plug my OnlyFans as well.
God damn it, Clark.
Gundam.
So, anyway, that's pretty much it.
Ignore the fact that I said I was going to plug my
You
OnlyFans.
did good, Gizmo.
I'm making one. You should all be afraid.
Something does bother me about your avatar, Gizmo. It's a robot that uses a flintlock. Go ahead, Arctic.
Okay. Okay.
What's wrong with the
Hello.
It's old,
Hello there.
like him.
Hello.
Hello.
That was my turn. Hello. That's the end of the
I
introduction.
can
Hello,
not get
goodbye.
a word out with you guys, I swear to God. Okay.
No,
I'm
refuse.
Arctic VR CAC, which means VR Chat Avatar Creator. Yeet.
There's abbreviations for
Is
that
that
now.
Yeah, it's been that way.
Bro,
Bruh,
I've
I've
been,
made
been
so
that
many
way.
fucking
You
avatars
don't
and I'm
know.
just
What are
learning
you,
about
So
this.
you're a
sort of
vrac
noob?
now. Or Vrkak.
Rakek.
I like the way you think, Jungle.
The big
That's probably
Rakek.
better.
Great. I
Sorry,
like
I was so
that.
quiet.
I like that.
Arctic is now a Vrkak confirmed.
Oh,
Yes.
Vrkak sounds like what a sick chicken makes sound.
Rakek. I'm pretty sure that's a YouTube channel, by the way.
Boy, I'm
Sick chicken?
dead.
Actually,
Anyway.
that probably is a YouTube
I
channel
have
too,
nothing
but
to
no,
plug because
Rakek.
I'm boring as fuck. Moving on to Jungle Sky.
He's an
But you're a
avatar creator. You
Vrkak.
can
How are you
contact her.
boring?
You can contact her on Twitter or through Discord. You can find her Discord through my Discord.
He
Awesome.
also does occasionally
plug
your
voice
Discord in
Charlie
her
from Has
fucking
Been Hotel
mentions.
in fan dubs.
Well, I can't figure out how
We
else
don't
to
talk
do
about
this.
that. Don't talk about that.
No, you don't. We do.
We do.
My Charlie voice sucks.
Yuki, is that
So,
is that better? Is
if
the audio?
you think it's good, you're lying to my face.
I
Okay.
am not
Never.
lying to your face because I
It's a
don't have
beautiful
one.
lie.
You're a dirty liar and you know it. Go ahead, Jungle, your turn.
I'll have you know,
Alright.
sir, I've totally most truth. Some of them. Maybe a little
Let's
bit.
see. Insert beginning thing. I am Jungle Scott. I do voice. I'm a voice talent. So I do
This
voices.
very nervous.
And I also stream on Twitch at Jungle Scott 54. I also have a Twitter at Scott Jungle, and also I'm gonna be having a Discord server at some point. It's just currently under construction right now, so gotta get everything set up before I let people
He hasn't got
let the,
planning
public
permission
in.
yet. He's trying, but the council just won't give it to him.
The council just shutting him down.
The council will give it to me.
See what you do is just say, I'm gonna build a tank here instead.
I'm gonna
I'm in
build
the
a
tank.
tank here, he said.
I'm in a tank. You can't stop me. I'm in a tank.
Yeah, okay.
You can't tell me what to do. I'm in a tank.
You know, it's actually incredibly easy to buy a tank.
Okay, hun.
Sadly, it
Crystal
is.
says she's gonna be a little late, but don't worry, hun. We're waiting for you.
I'll keep her seat warm.
Yes.
Oh.
Your turn.
I'm Madam Jelly. I don't do much. I like to doodle from time to time. So if you ever want to see some of my art, follow me at Madam_Jelly on Instagram or Madam Jelly, all one word, on TikTok.
Oh, she plugs better
Did
than
you
me,
say
and she's on
TikTok?
morphine.
Yeah.
If you want to see some of her adorable drawings, you can see my emotes on my channel. They're fucking adorable.
Oh, did you put the new
Wow,
ones
way to
up yet?
channel plug.
No, I haven't had a chance to put the new ones in.
Oh,
The thing is, I
love the
have
new
to
ones so
decide
much.
which ones I have to get rid of to replace with the new ones.
I wouldn't blame you for getting rid of the old ones because I didn't realize they were going to be so small. So I took up a lot more space on the square format on the new one.
Don't worry, I resized the old ones so they've worked just fine.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Hard
done.
work will not go in vain.
Oh, I thought, okay, you startled.
Well, she's not here right now, so I figured,
Frosted
we'd give
Madam
her-
is not in the mindset right now for you to mess with her like that.
Bro, she's on morphine.
Here, but
You
we're
can't do someone like
Look
that.
at that. Alright. Helen Noir, I have art, and I recommend you check it out. I doodle, I draw, I take commission, and I'm amazing. And you check stuff out. I have my own Twitter, and I have it was an Instagram and a Tumblr, and you can contact me there to get all the prices you need at Taiwan.
Bro, Tumblr is just cancelled with
And Discord Mom.
fucking...
And Discord Mom. Very important.
Can
All
I
right.
just say,
Okay, since Frost is
Tumblr
not
is
She's
here,
also
platform.
teen
let's go
mom.
ahead and get
It's
started.
cancer
with
revealing.
Boy!
Poor Fritz.
And also, you said that joke last week.
Yeah, but last week was
No.
Oh, he's hitting you with the we're recording now. Shut the fuck up, kid.
Well, I have. So, anyways, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I'm Frosty
You
Fricks.
are.
You can do it.
I'm Frosty Fricks. I do voice acting. I have a YouTube channel. I do Twitch. I do lots of things. I sing, I dance, I don't, but I sing. But I do lots of stuff. You can check all my stuff out on all the social media that exists. Period. Pretty much outside of interest. I'm the same name on literally everything. Twitter, Tumblr, you name it. I'm there.
Or
My stuff
Affinity.
there. No, no.
He's a big furry. Big furry. Honestly, you'll never find a
I
bigger one.
He is the world's largest furry.
Yeah.
Frosted.
He's
The furry
he's very
community is a
into the
great
scene.
incorporating community. Just admit it. You're
Yeah,
a
but
part
I'm
of it.
not part of it.
You keep
It's
saying
the only way I'm
that,
part
but
of
you
it
keep
is
it
by
a
Furry,
furry.
put your
association.
He's
hand up
the
like
most
this
normal
right now.
furry I've ever met. And I used to go to My Little Pony conventions.
That doesn't mean
Trust me,
anything.
You're pretty normal for a furry.
Hell yeah, I've done that.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I
anyway.
can't.
Yeah, but
High
Dal,
five
you're
you.
you're not exactly close-minded
High
about
five.
it like some people. Sat across the table,
I was here because I was introducing
denying
you.
it.
We were doing our introduction. All right.
Also, by the
Third
way,
Fox, hello.
Frosted described himself, it's basically he can do anything a monkey could do if you trained it hard enough.
Except monkeys can't talk.
And with
They
their hands.
can,
Not
if you
with
train
that
them hard enough.
attitude.
They just don't say
With
English.
their hands.
No, you're thinking ape.
Bro, you can
Can
teach
you
a monkey
imagine if
sign
monkeys could
language.
voice act with their hand?
You can teach a
Can you?
monkey to poop and throw
Sign
it.
language voice
Monkeys
act.
are smart as fuck. You can teach a monkey sign
Sorry,
language.
I'm out of it.
We're getting
You
off
could
track.
teach them.
You're
We're getting
thinking
off
of an
track
ape.
here.
That's
No.
interesting.
No,
Thinking of an
this
ape.
is the
Monkeys
right
possibly
track
can't
to
sign.
be on. He's a furry and he won't admit it.
What?
And
I
he's
bet
like
you
a
monkeys
monkey.
could learn
Can
sign
we-
language.
Can we just
Oh
stop
my
the monkey
God.
business and let's get down to the
Shut
podcast
your
already?
goddamn
You
mouth.
need
Let's
to
quit
stop.
monkeying about.
Oh my god. Ah.
Frosted, just please go
This
ahead.
ain't no
Just ignore
ice
them.
cream
Oh,
social.
screw this.
I'm
First
already
topic of
done.
the week.
Did somebody say ice
I'm
cream?
already done. We've broken him. It's been 2
So,
minutes.
do you guys see everything that's fucking happened this past week in regards to Twitch?
My world's
Yeah,
on
it's
fire.
called-
How about yours?
It's
That's
called
the way I like it,
July
'cause I never
started.
get bored. Hey now.
Fucking, and it's not,
Hey
like,
now.
okay. At
Hey
first, there was
now,
all the
hey
sexual
now,
assault
hey
allegations
now.
culminating in Fed getting kicked out of
Oh.
offline TV. Then that sparks in the Smash Bros community.
I
a
mean, to
shit
be
ton
fair,
of
he probably
pedophile
has done 'em.
accusations, which turn out to all be
And
fucking
the-
true. And then, so that's
And
fucking
Evo,
Evo
that
got
led to
fucking canceled
Evo
shit.
because of it.
because of it. Yep.
People are pedos.
Because one
It's
of the
getting
top, like
scary.
one of the 3 top lead guys of Evo, the head coordinator, did some fucked up shit. Some not okay shit.
Yeah. And
What's
one of the
Evo?
most surprising things to come out of this week is
What?
Tyler the Blevins, also known as Ninja, was an
Oh, Big
actual
Blev.
like mature adult about his Twitter feud.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like the
Was
first
that,
time
Was
that sarcasm, or are you talking about after he did,
genuine
in the end, he
mature-
ended up being an
matureness.
actual mature adult about it and apologized.
But even then, still fuck a finna.
It was fucking funny though. That was the way he said. I mean, like honestly, okay. First off, not professional, but savage as fuck, and I love it. But like, it was so essentially what happened was XQC announced that some streamers get paid to do charity live streams. Mrs. Blevins, Tyler Blevins' wife, Ninja's wife, said that
To put
No, I
further
can't
no,
guess
context
that
into
from
it-
the name, if
put
I'm being
further
honest.
context into it. XQC
Yeah,
said some
XQC
streamers
did-
get paid. He said streamers get paid to do charity streams sometimes. Livestream fails subreddit. They were Q people. I think it was Dr. Lupo. Oh, he does charity streams.
Dr. Lupo.
Is Dr.
Yeah.
Lupo taking money for these? Dr. Lupo said personally for them. XQC clarified on Twitter. Sometimes large streamers money to do those charity streams. Then
Yeah.
Ninja's wife got really upset at that. Started a whole Twitter feud saying acting all holier
Uh-oh.
than thou.
Called them QVC and stuff like that, just to instigate.
Like ended up getting people involved. XQC personally murdered Ninja's wife, and Ninja's brother. Validity tried to get involved.
Well, I mean,
Verbally,
that's XQC's entire motif.
Verbally,
Yeah,
not
actually-
verbally.
Probably one of the best
Actually,
shit on the side.
I want to say that had an answer for like literally everything that they were throwing at him, and he wasn't wrong.
Yeah,
which
he's a smart cookie when it comes down to it.
Right, and like was
Single-handedly
further
murdered 3 members of the.
right.
He committed
But,
fratricide.
then what was her name? Alinity? Yeah, Alinity chimed in, and I guess Tyler Blevins was a little steamed up, and so they were talking about like some sort of charity stream involving what was it? XQC, someone else, Blevin,
It was like
Inc.
some dipshit on Twitter, probably.
It was a 2v2 like Black
Suggested
Ops
a
Black Ops
3v3,
match.
like a group of streamers said, "Oh, the Minion family's clapped back hard."
Hard. I mean, like
time to hop
it
on
was.
Fortnite.
Oh yeah, it was the
was
best
no.
comment
The
I've ever
clapback
seen him
was.
post.
He responds, "Don't you have a cat to throw?"
No, he said, "Quote, don't you have another cat here?" Because Alinity has
Yeah, that was
infamous
savage as
clips of
crap.
her, one throwing a cat over her. What the fuck just happened to Clark?
Sorry.
Every time.
Just
Every
throw-
time,
That was
Derek,
recreating the
every
incident.
time.
Doing that to her cat, just gotta demonstrate.
Just do Clark.
But I'm not gonna
and
lie,
then there's
Bobby.
also
Though
one
as
for
savage as that
trying to-
was,
Trying to feed the cat
Clark
vodka.
can't land on his feet.
not
then-
trying, successfully did,
Yeah, and so
which is poison for those of you who aren't cat owners.
Yeah,
and then
for those of
okay,
you who haven't
but to
poisoned a
build
cat,
upon,
this is what
like,
it
all
looks
that
like.
stuff that happened.
Animals have
Ninja's
metal
fan
livers.
base, the 12-year-olds, kind of got really out of hand.
The Blevins
And
army.
started telling Alinity to kill herself. And then Alinity started opening
Well,
up
that's
on
not-
her stream, which especially after passing Wreckful, Alinity started opening
Which we'll
her
talk
stream
about in a minute.
about how telling her to kill herself are starting to really actually get to her. Something about being told to kill yourself by thousands of people, pretty harmful.
Well, it wasn't even just that. She goes. People are judging me for things I did a couple years ago. Why is it still a thing that is?
I mean, you throw a
that's
cat over the
happening.
shoulder,
And-
it's not going to go away.
And it's not even like the fact that it's like the whole thought process that she shouted out is exactly what a lot of people say when people dig up shit on them from years and years ago all the time. Goldman, thank you for the host. But anyways, years and years, like, what was it? Like Patrick Starr recently got into something because he put out a product like something like 8 years ago. It was called Lipstick Nazi, and then he's get on.
Jeffrey, sorry.
Patrick
Yeah,
Star
I'm
from
not a big fan of
SpongeBob.
that.
Can I just say,
That-
okay, when I was at the
That's what I
hospital
said.
today, I have a pop
No,
socket.
you said Patrick.
You
Did
said
I?
We're
that.
recording.
I could have
You
sworn I said
Patrick Star,
Jeffrey.
which is
You said
another
whatever.
beauty
Patrick
guru
Star.
person.
You
Yeah.
should
No getting
check
out of this
out my
one, Pat.
lipstick.
There's no...
There is
Excuse me, young man. There is no getting out of this now. We're recording.
there is
God
actually a
damn it.
beauty guru named Patrick Star, but I was at the hospital today and I have a Jeffree Star pop socket that was given like months ago, and a nurse pointed it out and was like, "Oh, so you like Jeffree Star, huh?" And months
No,
ago,
he's
I
a
probably
cock.
would have said, "Yeah, sure," but now I'm like, "Oh, maybe I should take that off my phone."
But the
Yeah.
thing is, he's being
don't
judged
know.
on shit he did. Like that name for that lipstick, but he put that out years ago. And then there's other
Yeah.
people who they dig shit up on all the time from years and years ago. And it's like I want to hit her. It's like it ain't nothing new, CD, but like it's gonna happen.
see,
You do
it's
something
not new.
bad, unfortunately, the internet, it'll always be there. Does that mean that it's good that people dig up old shit on you that obviously reflects how you are now? No, because obviously it doesn't. People evolve. Humans evolve. That's what makes us different.
Yeah,
We
but I'm yet
learn
to
from
see
our
him do
mistakes.
that.
I will say there is one YouTuber and Twitch streamer that I will say I don't think deserve all the backlash and stuff that was going to her. But Jenna Marbles, I don't know if you saw her video, but she quit YouTube, and before she did so, she pulled out all the receipts on herself and apologizing for things that a lot of people say she didn't need to apologize for. But because people are coming for her for all the things she's done in the past, she's become such an even better person for. And yet she knows that no matter what she puts out, not someone is going to offend it, regardless. So she up and quit. But I don't think she deserved all that backlash. I think
No, but people are just gonna dig shit up on people. They're gonna use it against them for the rest of their lives, and that's what's gonna happen. I mean, like,
Well, one thing,
Yeah,
everyone.
we've all done some fucked up shit at some
one thing I have to say about the
Yeah,
Alinity
everyone was an
thing
edgy teenager at one point in time.
is, yeah, it happened forever ago, but it was still live on air,
Not so
and
much
you
the
still
cat
sort
bossing.
of do it now. Like,
Yeah,
there is not a day goes by where I don't hear Alinity's name pop up for something else she's done, so she clearly hasn't learned. Granted, she's not hitting a fucking cat anymore.
yeah.
But-
Well, I was about to say the cat thing was last year. So I mean, it's not like in like what they're saying, like what she's saying. I guess rings, but at the same time, it's like yeah, but you don't learn from your mistake.
You still make
Otherwise,
them
you wouldn't have
mistakes,
thrown
that's
your
the
cat
point.
last year.
And then she does things, wonders why she's getting hate, and then realizes, oh wait, I'm a human piece of shit half the time. Why do I stream myself doing this sort of stuff? And then just immediately backpedals.
Okay,
The same
so
thing.
I want to
constantly.
ask other. Oh Jesus, fuck! My controller just. Sorry.
Oh, Max.
my
Also,
goodness.
I want to tell you really quick. You have a rogue vector. On your
Anyways, so I want to ask real quick. Other than the cat thing. Oh, that's my. I gesture on this. Other than the cat thing, like PewDiePie copy strike thing.
Yeah.
Have you guys heard anything else bad about her doing? Isn't just a bunch of Twitch. Twitch isn't punishing her fair. Because like that's where most
No,
of the hate.
How many
comes
nips-
from.
how many nip
she
slips
posts
has she
stupid
had?
shit on Twitter.
How many nip slips has she had?
Oh, she's had a couple.
Not even just there.
dead.
Also,
How
it's
much of
also
that
lower
is the
body.
problem for How much of that is the fault of Twitch for not fairly punishing her, and then you take it out on her instead of Twitch not fairly punishing people for doing that?
Well,
Because
the
you have
thing
to
is, they're
remember
taking
that
it
part
out
of
on
if
her.
If people keep getting away with things, they're going to keep doing it. But if you punish someone
Yeah,
for
well,
something that's against the rules, then they're going to stop fucking doing it. So part of the blame is to lie on Twitch, and I don't want to sound like
Yeah,
I'm
well,
sorry,
if Twitch were to punish her now, they'd have to fucking. She wouldn't be able to stream because the amount of shit she's done would just ban her channel.
Yeah,
Ban her
because
channel,
you would
ban her
actually lose
Twitch.
partnership altogether with all the stuff that she nailed for. I mean, people have gotten literally banned for a couple days for doing the same thing she has, and she never gets it. And I don't know what
yeah,
it is.
and so don't blame her. Blame Twitch for being a total fucking garbage company. Fuck you, Twitch. You're taking the hate out of the wrong person.
Please don't say that.
Twitch is the one allowing the platform to have her on it. Sure, she's breaking rules, but if someone's breaking rules at a sporting event, is it the fault of the sporting event that they keep playing, or is it the fault of the person breaking the rules that they keep?
Colin, a little
Well,
bit of both,
there's
to
a
be
theory.
honest.
There's a theory that there might be something she knows that they're still he holds over them or something. I don't know what it could be, but that's just a theory. It's not a fact because no one has proof.
Just a game theory.
It's just a game theory. Thanks for watching.
A game theory.
I miss Matt. God, why'd he go down the shitter?
Oh, I'm about to say he didn't die. He's still like
Yeah, he didn't
fine.
disappear or anything.
I know. He now
Still
does
uploading.
ads. I can't watch a man who does ads.
Ooh.
How else is he supposed to pay his people?
Yeah.
No, he does this. You know, Strike Force, the little mobile game. Yeah, they
Oh,
paid
you're
him a
talking
fuck
about
ton
the
of money to
commercials you
animate
randomly
it.
see? Wait, that's something. Actually, good segue because that's something I want to touch base on real quick. YouTube's been on this thing lately with these weird fucking commercials, and it's not just like
yeah.
I pointed it out.
Arena.
Oh my gosh, no, not
Oh God, I
those.
actually own the game.
Those are legitimate. But I'm talking about they've been putting out like really strange commercials. Like I pointed it out on a tweet that everyone.
How strange are we talking? Are we talking like
Okay.
Japan commercial strange, or are we talking like PS2, Stephen Lynch fucking strange commercials?
The thing I would
like
say
PS2,
is yes.
PS3 strange. Oh my
So,
God, yeah, the PS3 commercials.
Okay, so here's how. Like this, I'll tell you my experience because I posted something on Twitter that got completely ignored by literally everybody. and it was a
It's 'cause we don't check your
commercial.
Twitter. I mean, yeah, go on.
No one does. But it was a commercial I caught on YouTube one day, and it was played before. I think I was watching something stupid. I don't know, but it was no, it was the informational type thing. I was like watching. No, I was watching an SCP thing, but it played right before this SCP thing. It was an actual like YouTube commercial, and what they were trying to do was they go, want skins for your Fortnite character? Need some extra V-Bucks? Put your username and password into this and we'll give. And I'm like, this is a commercial they're airing through YouTube? I took a picture. It's on my Twitter. I still have it saved in my computer. And that's not
what's
just
the 5-digit code number?
what's the credit card? Hey,
What are the three
Hey,
numbers
Ma,
on the
what's the
back?
credit card
last
number?
It won't let me do it automatically
Are they
unless
on
I
the
have the
back?
3 numbers on the back.
right. But
Right,
it,
so it's
but then
497.
it gets even stranger because I
364.
guess I guess recently they had something that was almost akin to porn, playing on a commercial. Yeah,
Why
this
are
girl
you
was just touching her
complaining? Let my
tits.
porn run.
Why? I have not
As a
seen
YouTube
that side of
commercial.
YouTube.
Okay, now I'm
And-
kind of
and you-
tempted to stop my YouTube Red just so I can see these fucking commercials.
Yeah, like,
Gara,
You-
do.
and I found-
Honestly,
and I
it's
found this
great.
out
You
through-
get some of the best things.
and I found this one out through like Count Dankula. He reblogged something that someone else had on their YouTube. Then I've
Does
seen.
anybody? Doesn't anybody remember when they were really pimping the YouTube music? Their commercials. There was one that I was like, there were a couple, but the one that really stuck out was like, I'm sitting there watching and going, I don't know what message you're trying to give me, because it was like this girl, this woman on a airplane listening to a song, crying, and the song like is something to do with like bad breakup or something, and it's like, what fucking emotion are you trying to portray here? Like, is she in a better place because she's leaving the shit stain? Is she sad because he broke up? Like, what the fuck is going on? And it makes no fucking
Yeah,
sense.
exactly. Like
But
the
there-
It was
YouTube
the
music ones
weirdest
are just
fucking commercial.
ridiculous. They were just
But then
ridiculous
it-
because they never like
but
there was no message there.
the
Yeah,
thing is, I'm talking
Except,
about.
hey, you can
YouTube,
listen to our
like-
shit on YouTube.
But yeah, those are just weird commercials for the sake of being weird, like Japanese commercials being for the sake of being weird. A lot of these
Yeah,
commercials
but
are like,
Japan is like the most insane country.
yeah, but a lot of these commercials almost break into the line of dangerous because I mean, like, a kid watching that going, "Oh, I can get Fortnite skins," they could actually lose their Fortnite account. And what was the other thing?
Honestly,
I
I
saw?
say that's a blessing in disguise.
Well, I mean, depends if you're the parent of that kid. But
Well, obviously, if you're the parent, you don't want that. But
no. But then
if you're someone who
then
hates people who play Fortnite, it's the best thing.
then it
that
breaks
can
into
happen.
other issues. Like someone was offering a computer like hard drive repair thing, but you had to enter your credit card stuff, and it totally looked like an Indian scam. Then what was another one that
Whoa.
What?
You don't know he's Indian.
No,
be
the guy
Polish.
even spoke with an Indian accent.
So what you're saying is
But-
like these commercials, like those, only singles in the area. Kind of,
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then
Yeah.
it gets then
favorite commercials.
there was one that was recently spotted where they're like, "Hey, you want to make money on YouTube? I have developed a program. Where you can download popular videos from other YouTubers and upload it to your channel to make profit off of that video."
What?
That is
What?
a real commercial that showed on YouTube.
That's not okay.
And like I've done one or two commercials on YouTube because I'm a loser.
Visit Pornhub
And-
Live.
Yeah, it was
Millions of
Pornhub.
girls
No,
waiting to see.
but I can definitely say they have a review process. So someone in YouTube approved that commercial.
Yeah, because he was jacking off.
You know the commercials that YouTube, the company that literally shadow bans people, the company that
Mhm.
will demonetize you because you have an opinion. That's
where
not
you're
that's
wrong.
not conducive to theirs.
You have the wrong opinion. That's the problem.
Boy,
You're thinking with brain. You shouldn't do that. No, but the problem with YouTube is they've because they're such a large company now, they now have to do what every other like small thing turned into a multi-billion-dollar company has to do, which is appease everyone, apologize for everything.
It's not only that, but I mean they're very much focused on trying to get networks, like television networks. They want to
Yeah,
be
because
the new TV, and so that's why they did the whole demonetization thing, because it's like ad ad companies that usually do on network television, they don't like the same thing that all these content creators say and do, so they just go on this huge thing to try to appease to networks. And to be honest, that's bullshit, because YouTube is built on the creators. It's not about
I was about to
the
say,
networks.
the
That was the
problem
whole
with doing
thing.
all that is most of the creators they demonetize are the reason people watch YouTube.
Watch YouTube,
Because
exactly.
they're massive. Some of them
Yeah.
are just like.
And then
Also,
they start changing.
tried to demonetize. They tried to fucking kill out PewDiePie. That man is a fucking god at YouTube. He is the ascendant realm.
And then they start changing the algorithm.
He
algorithm.
already has enough.
No, you've got to give man the
Jacksepticeye
you've got to give him props. Like, you
quit.
can't not give him props.
Jacksepticeye quit?
But yeah,
Yeah,
he's having a month
he said-
off.
He's taking a month off. His exact words is, "I don't feel like making videos anymore."
Yeah.
Power to
To
him.
be fair, I don't blame him. I wouldn't.
Because I mean, that's the other thing. Like burnout is a real thing, and with the way that, because again, to appease to fucking networks and to YouTube started changing the algorithm for the more videos you put out and the more content you put out, the more they'll promote you. Well, guess what? Network studios have hundreds of people who are hired to do that shit. Poor little Joey YouTube doesn't. So he's doing everything by himself for little to nothing in return.
Yeah, well,
And
I mean, that's
so
why there's channels like Captain Sparkles. It has like 5 different freaking channels and puts out 1 million videos a day. And then you got people like The Quartering, which puts out 3 to 4 videos a day. And they do this because YouTube algorithms charge for people who constantly can commit to making content on a regular basis. And it sucks because it inspires burnout. Because we as YouTubers would constantly competing with these assholes who put out things literally every day, every hour on the hour, that are multi-billion-dollar corporations, because they're trying to get their break into this media. And honestly, the only people that are watching their shit are 30-year-old women.
Which is why I thought it was so funny when the Backstreet Boys reunion tour started up, and you saw all of the late night show and news anchors and everybody starting to do their well, they started doing broadcasts from home. And I think to be honest, Seth Meyer had it right. He was like, after like the second or third time he did it, he was like, all these fucking YouTubers who do this shit from home, props to them, because they look fucking professional as hell. I look like shit. I've had like 6 people screaming at me, "No, this is how this works. This is how you set this up. I can't do this shit." Props to fucking you guys. Like, he was all on it. It's like, it's
funny
to
like,
see.
YouTubers have this beautiful like setup. Half that fucking great YouTube setters. They've got, they've got the snowball in the perfect spot, PCs out of frame. Fucking nice, beautiful two-screen one over the slanted one for the chat. Fucking beautiful little.
Well, when I used to put myself on camera, I invested in how my backgrounds and everything look.
Yeah.
I don't
That's why my Twitch streams are gonna stop using my camera, because I'm in an empty room. I need to fix that shit.
Like, presentation is everything. Even when I go on camera,
penis on your wall, it'd be generally like it'd just be.
Even when I decide to go on camera for games for Twitch, I still have enough interesting things in the room for the eyes to wander. If you don't want to stare at my
piss bottles or the broken glass.
Don't talk about the piss bottle.
It's funny. I don't stream, but I have the perfect background right now. Like, all my art's hang up right behind me. I have
I've got your classic kid dormitory background, because it's just my door.
Me.
Ooh. And what's cool is, like, with stuff like that, it allows conversation to start. Well, actually encourages conversation.
Because then people be like, "Ooh, what is that back there?" And he's like, "Oh, this? Why, this is such and such made by so and so."
Yeah, and you get all excited. They love that.
Is
the 3 main things are my dude poster, my Gloria Bastards poster and a giant painting of
Oh, speaking of
a
Mein Kampf,
Squidbilly character that I did.
What?
I think I'm the only one who caught that.
No, I
Thank you.
caught that. Did you just say speaking
No.
of Mein Kampf?
Yeah, he said, oh,
made
what's
a
that
joke
back
about
there?
Mein
Mein
Kampf.
Kampf. And then later, Madame Jelly goes, Inglorious Bastards, and he goes, oh, speaking of Mein Kampf.
Oh. Hello, Bomb.
Mein Comfy chair.
Speaking of Mein Kampf, it's
Yeah.
a bad read. I've read a bit of it. He was insane. I mean, you could have guessed it, but.
I
And by
mean,
the way,
I
I'm
do
thinking
recommend-
for ZT, I'm gonna do a book review and I'm
Hitler
just
was
gonna read
mentally
Mein Kampf.
insane.
I do recommend.
No, I
that-
don't like. The problem is, I've read
do
a bit of
recommend
Mein
reading
Kampf
that book.
because I'm that
Quite an
guy, and
interest-
was like, "Fuck it, I'll read a bit." So
No,
I read
read
the
it,
first
it's good.
chapter. This man is mental. Like,
Mhm,
I don't know
it's
how
insane.
he got to where he was loved by many Germans, and then did the stuff he did.
Very
But how did
convincing.
he? The fact that he could spin words the way he did, and yet be this literally 100% butt fuck insane.
Have you seen the state of the world lately?
Everything
Yeah,
is
but not
100% butt fucking insane.
1940, 30 something.
Bruh, if anything, recent years
Could
have
forget.
proved you don't have to be anywhere near talking good.
Well, that's just because your
No.
country's idiots.
Especially Max, because Max doesn't talk good either.
Why word?
Max
Why
makes no
middle
word
word
good.
would
You don't
little
have to
word do
talk
trick?
well. You don't have to talk well.
My
Why
name
use
is
middle
Max.
word?
I am big
It's
caveman. I come out
good.
of rock for eat cave.
Oh, Max, I can tell you
Now
where that rogue Visum is. It's not Visum. The rogue
Oh,
vector is. It's on one of your flowers. One of your yellow
I'll
ones
just
closer to the
drag
bottom.
the-
Well, I'm just telling you if you're looking for it. That's where.
He's gonna drag on
I
his
was gonna
bone,
say
boys.
there's this video I want to share to the group where it's a family opening, the little boy's opening
Pardon.
birthday gifts, and he's opening his gift from his grandfather, and the kid's father has told the grandfather he wanted Minecraft for his birthday, but the boy opens
Oh,
the
no.
gift and it's
Oh.
Minecraft.
It's Mein Kampf.
Oh.
And he's
Oh.
like, "Where the hell did you even get that?"
Oh,
I got it from my
on,
local
like,
bookstore.
Amazon.
Yeah, Amazon.
He's like,
book-
Minecraft, same thing, right?
Minecraft,
No.
Minecraft.
Oh no.
You built the Soviet Union, yes? Oh, that was Russia. Whoops.
I was gonna say that's Russia, not Germany.
Mein Kampf and the Soviet could not be further apart.
That'd be further apart.
Yeah, right,
Marxism and fascism, very
Sorry,
different.
I saw.
No,
I was
did
I was
somebody
on
say
Reddit today, and I
butterfly?
saw a meme, and it's
Yo, I'm close with the most.
With the most class.
no, I was on Reddit
made a
today,
mess, and they
and
would have
I
got
was looking around
Both
Reddit,
and
and
we will get
there was a
Ronald.
picture of Rasputin like sat on a
McDonald,
train,
no.
and he's looking into the window at himself, and it was like, seeing into the future of the next prime minister of Russia.
Have the balls to let Barishnikov dance, player. Torn down that wall like the Kool-Aid man. Oh
Kool-Aid
yeah.
Man, oh, yeah.
You need yoga. You
Yoga,
need a
you
shower.
You need yoga.
Stop.
You need a shower, and you
Shower.
all need to
Y'all
learn
need to know how
handle
to
real
handle
power.
real power.
Did
Somebody
Did
say
somebody
real
say
power?
real
Okay, it's enough
power?
of that. It's enough of that.
And it turns into epigraph battles of history.
I can do that entire Russian song, by the way.
I love that.
Me
That's
too.
actually
Start to
one of my
finish.
That's
favorite
my one.
ones.
Yep, that is one
It's
of
very,
my absolute
it's very
favorites.
accurate.
I like I think my favorite two are the Russian one and Teddy Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill.
What's
Because they get Dan Bull in it. Because they get Dan Bull and it's the same Teddy Roosevelt, and I'm just like, yeah.
I
I'm
love
alright with this.
I love the Winston Churchill burn. If if Mount Rushmore was a band, you play bass. I'm like, oh shit.
See, Russian leaders, and then both Watsky ones, Poe and Shakespeare. Those are my favorites.
Oh yeah.
I wish I could do Shakespeare, but the bit where he goes too quickly, I can't do it.
Oh, what he
I
goes,
just
I'm
can't get
switching
it
up.
down.
Is I'm switching up my battle
I'm
like the
switching
Beatles. Not a battle.
Like the
I wish
Beatles.
That's a good tongue twister. I think I should learn that.
So, next
Guess
topic.
you rap faster
Oh, the
too.
competitive
Guess
Smash
rap
community is full of
is true.
pedophiles.
Now
That's
let's
weird.
see how you rap.
Oh, it's not just the Smash community. Like I said, Evo, which as Gizmo
Yeah.
asked earlier, what is Evo? Evo is the Evolution gaming tournament, which is basically
World's largest fighting game.
yeah, it's like
I figured.
it's like the
Street
mecca
Fighter.
of fighting game tournament. Well, hold on. It is the world's
Ah.
largest fighting game tournament that is open enrollment. Most fighting game
Yeah, it's
tournaments you
open
have to you have to go to competitions and then rank a certain number, and if you get in the top like 1 or 2, then you can get an invite into an actual tournament. Evo, you can literally show up in Vegas, walk in the door and say, I want to play in these 3 games, and they, as long as you drop the entry fee, they have to let you play.
I actually have a friend who plays it.
I
Who
was
plays at
planning-
Evo every year.
When Bronner was in the mix, I was planning on going to Vegas and doing that because I was very good at For Honor back in my day.
Yo, can
Yeah.
we just all
And
get
it was
super
like,
fucking
yeah,
good
if
at
I could do
Smash and
it.
crash Evo?
Well,
I'm
Smash
not
isn't
good
on
at
Evo
it
anymore.
all.
So anyway,
Wasn't
so
it Evo
because
Online?
of the
Smash Online is
it wasn't even at Evo Online because they were
Melee
their
was
top.
dropped.
Their
Ultimate was
no Ultimate was not on there. Nope.
For online it wasn't.
When-
because
when
Ultimate
they
Online
did-
is Smash, but they not online.
No, I'm
Melee was
I'm
dropped.
telling
I
you,
specifically remember Melee was dropped.
None of-
Melee is-
all of the Smash was dropped because they showed their they were going to do exhibition matches, which are basically the in-person matches between the top competitors, and they showed all that they had shown, and Smash was not on there anymore. And because everybody in the FGC was like, wait a minute, why isn't Smash on there anymore? What the hell happened to Smash?
dropped.
What did you do?
Melee was not in the top 9. Melee was not in the top 9
Right, we
or
could
top 8.
argue about this for hours. Can we
Exactly,
please
they
move
dropped
on?
Melee, but anyways, Evo got the president of Evo turned out to
Not
this
the president.
story is kind of. Oh, it was.
Oh my Christ, you two!
Here, I have the IGN article.
Mom,
It
Dad,
keeps
stop
bigger
fighting.
So much, I was about to yell out World Star.
Joey
World
Queller, president of Evo,
Mhm.
president of Evo, faces allegations from members of the community that claimed Queller, who also goes by Mr. Wizard, paid out tokens to local members of an arcade who were underage at the time to jump into a pool in only their underwear. Not even real fucking cash, man. Paid them an arcade
Wait, I'm
token.
loving.
Wow.
Yep,
Wow.
it's not cool. So
That's
the
a
two
yikes for me.
founders of Evo, the Cannon brothers, Joey the thing is, Joey went out and publicly said, yes, I did do this. And he, said he did it and, made his apology or whatever. But the Cannons were like, nope, you are off the board. You are off everything. They have regained full control, and Evo has been canceled for this year, and they are going to completely. Because then there was also the
Very
Smash
smart,
stuff
man.
that came out, and along with the Smash stuff, there were other FGC games communities that shit was coming out as well, and they were like, nope, we are not
Very
coming back
happy.
until either Evo is not coming back ever. It may get rebranded as something else, nobody knows. Or when it does come back, it is going to be completely different, which is a good thing because, to be honest, the FGC has always been a little. It's had its shady moments. I mean, we all, well, not we all, but all
We've
those
all
of us who
had
enjoy
shady moments.
those of us who enjoy the fighting game community, we understand, quote unquote thuggery, as I think it was.
Yes.
I think
very
Capcom
hard.
was the ones who termed that. They're like, too much thuggery going on. I was like,
to say
the fuck are you talking
thuggery.
about?
It's very hard
So-
to say thuggery when you see the lineup. Of just fat
So-
white men and some of the craziest people you've ever met. And then one dude in a fursuit.
I'm sorry. Have you seen?
I'm thinking of Injustice now
FGC
I think about it. That's the Injustice
Yeah.
lineup.
A lot of
I
the top
apologize.
Because most of
fighting
the FGC
are-
are of either African American, Arabic. Well, Tekken is Arabic, or
Latin
Asian
American,
descent.
so-
I mean, Yeah, if it's SNK, like King of Fighters or like Garo or anything like that, Latin America has that in fucking spades. They fucking love SNK because there's so many arcade machines down there. But yeah, so like it's not just a bunch
Wow,
of
the jealousy in your
quote-unquote
voice could actually penetrate through metal there.
what? Arcades are dying and it pisses me off.
He is right
Yeah, I'm
about that.
actually pretty upset about the arcade dying,
Yeah, they're
which
dying
is
in the
an
West.
excellent segue to the next thing.
I'm gonna kick him. Like, not
What?
like
No, these
voice
are good.
kick it. I'm just
No.
gonna like take my foot and shove it
No.
somewhere near your ass.
What?
Which is an excellent
Wait,
segue
no,
to the
the-
next topic. Segways. How do they work?
There's
There's a
No,
gyroscope
but you're talking about-
and they have two wheels. So when you push forward, the gyroscope notices that you're leaning forward. So it activates the motors. The further you lean, the faster they.
So arcade, it's something I wanted
Segways
to
are
touch
weird.
base on. I can't remember the name of the guy. I'm gonna have to. I'm first and foremost. Well, Billy Mitchell, Billy Mays here. Don't.
Garrett.
All right, so well,
Sir Arthur Doyle
Bobby
III.
Free, yes.
Garrett,
but
Bobby.
Fred Durst.
no, you're just naming
Steve
names.
Wozniak.
Gosh, fucking damn it. Anyway,
Who's the guy
Billy
that made
Mitchell.
Apple?
Steve Wozniak and Steve Jobs. The two Steves.
No. I think you'll find it was Mark Zuckerberg.
That's he
Oh
didn't
my!
make
Shit!
It's
Sorry.
actually Marky Mark.
Go ahead. No. I've got something about Zuckerberg, but we can save that to the end. Go ahead, Frost.
All right, so what was I saying? I was
Arcade.
Billy West. No, Billy West
Oh, you
Mitchell
can
is
see
not
the
my
cogs
number.
turning, but he's getting there.
What's happening? I don't know what this is. Okay, but anyways, Billy Mitchell, I think it was either last year or the year before, was stripped of all of his earned titles, for pretty much any record he set for any video game he played, because he had a in-hand pocket, because he knew the judges, he knew everything, and there was one of the scores that were actually, I think it was like two of the scores that were reported were literally physically impossible to get. Like, there's no way you could get the score. The game doesn't have that ability to go to and above and beyond to get that score. So, he got found out that apparently for the last 20 plus years, he'd been lying. And so they stripped him of all his titles. Well. Recent.
God,
He,
the sarcasm on you is disgusting.
Yes.
Sorry.
Recently,
Credits! Christ!
Recently, he
Jesus.
was he threatened to sue the company that was responsible for, stripping him of all the titles. Because he thought he said it was slander and that everything pretty much that he said wasn't true. It was defamatory. It was bullshit, and they responded without actually looking into it. The Guinness Book of World Records, who stripped him of his Guinness title as well, for having a score that is literally impossible to get into the game unless you cheat. Like, you have to go into the system and bug it out, cheat it. There's just no way to get the score. And like, if you're playing it normally, they're the best players in the world can't get that score. And they try, and so what they did was they replayed it. So the score, they're like, okay, I'm going to have a computer simulate what he did and get a perfect score on this game. The computer got a perfect score, and it still wasn't as high as what he had. So the Guinness Book of Records showed exactly how faithful they are to their words recently, and they, for lack of better terms, they pushed out because they didn't want to get sued by this dude, and they reinstated his records. The ones that are
Guinness
fake.
World Records, not actual Guinness. They're a beautiful
From what
company.
I've
Boycott
read,
Guinness World Records.
This is Donkey Kong. Pac-Man's.
There were several stores, not just those, but they go outside of Pac-Man and Donkey Kong too. There was like some sort of racing game and a flying game that he had records in, and it was constantly found out that there's no way he could have hit those scores.
My dad used
But yeah,
to do
those
that.
were
Well, he didn't
those
fake
were.
them. Now I think about it, I just interjected a little too quickly.
I love.
My dad used to. He was very big into what's the one where you. Not Arkanoid. Gallagher. Used to love Gallagher.
Oh, my mom loved
He
Gallagher
tried
too.
He tried to get top scores
That
in
is
that.
working right now, so
He
I'm
got
on the
close, to be fair, but he's never touched a game since because he doesn't get the buttons.
kept your seat warm.
Honestly, I tried to teach
No.
him PlayStation. It was like trying to
I mean,
watch
you
a
could sit
monkey
here. I could go on cable.
open up a banana, but slowly.
I was like, you're tiny.
Yeah,
I
my
feel
mother
that.
was actually really good at Galaga to the point where she could play
1v1
for
my dad?
hours with 1/4. I'd like to see that, honestly.
Yo.
If your dad is good as
1v1 my
Galaga as my
dad.
mom
They're gonna
was.
sponsor.
Hi, Charlie.
They're gonna
Hello.
sponsor the fighting
Hi.
tournament between
Aw.
Fred's dad. and Frosted's mom.
Hello. In Galaga.
Hello.
I still gotta play
Is your
Call of
dad
Duty
also
with my
is your
mom.
dad also good at columns?
Gotta do my rounds.
No,
Hi.
he only ever did Gallagher. Honestly, I've never seen a man play one game for as long as he did.
She could play one game for hours off of 1/4.
So could my. Well, he had it on his computer, so he could do it for
Oh.
hours.
I do my
Hi,
rounds.
Crystal.
Hi.
I would actually like
I
to
do
see
the
that.
rounds.
But yeah, so as
Just
I
one
said,
of Mama's Discord mom.
Guinness pushed
confirmed.
out and reinstated
Yeah.
his records, which were in research
Really?
and found
Hello,
out were
one.
bogus because it is assumed it is assumed that he was going to probably
is
sue them
impossible.
too. Yeah, because they're impossible.
Mwah.
But yeah, there was just an impossible score, and it was proven, like on multiple levels. It was proven in a documentary, a YouTube document, many YouTube videos, another documentary. There was so much substantial evidence, and Guinness's response was due to recent information that we have learned. No specification on what it was, nothing really explaining what happened, but you know.
No
Yeah.
information whatsoever.
It's like YouTube trying to describe something and also
Mhm.
Twitch with the Dr. Disrespect. Nobody's gonna get an answer.
The checking you hug. Also, which is funny because Dr. Disrespect's character, like, look, was styled after that too. I found it.
It's a shame
Put
I
them
don't
side by
like Dr.
side, they-
Disrespect, isn't it?
If you side by side, Billy Mitchell and Dr. Disrespect kind of look alike, but of course you got to remember it's only a
Dr.
wig. and-
Disrespect is Billy Mitchell confirmed?
who knows? But actually no, he's not. But he also, as far as the Dr. Disrespect information I found, I got nothing. I got nothing, kid. I've been working all week trying to find out anything.
Actually,
But there's
Yeah,
nothing.
they've been
I
pretty
think I
tight-lipped
found
about that.
something, but I don't know how credible it is.
A lot of the stuff that's out, it's not credible.
Yeah, but I'm just putting it out there. Like, apparently he did break his silence, but it literally did not lead to any kind of useful information. It's just
No,
like
it was just
recently-
say
Yeah.
he said Twitch is still not identified why I've been banned off their platform yet. I still don't know. Hang in there, Champions Club. We're gonna get through this.
Oh,
That was the last
uh,
thing he
What's up,
tweeted.
champ?
sorry.
There's a
Dr.
lot of
Disrespect.
theories though.
It has been confirmed that it from Twitch.
It's legal.
Oh.
Was it confirmed through what's his face? Slasher said?
Yeah, slash.
Slasher sometimes is credible, but also keep in mind sometimes he's not.
Basically, until it comes out of his and Twitch's mouth,
It's
we
video
can't
game-
believe.
It's like
Right.
video game leaks.
Yeah.
Roundtable?
I think at Gillette
Yes.
every time I
Skate
got
4,
the
just
Dr.
bring it
He's
back.
the only one who- he's
Fucking
the only
hell,
one who
I
took
will
this
play
fire
it for
from hours.
hours.
Game like
Hello there.
Fuck me, he's in the corner.
Some of my
it's
chat
scary.
just asked if this is the roundtable. I'm like, yes, but Max is the only one who took the LARP seriously.
Oh God!
Should we
What do
all
you mean?
just
I'm
make
wearing my
night
knife outfit.
characters?
I've got a knife. I haven't used it. in a
Yeah,
long
I've got a
time.
knife
Should we
right
just do
here. Hold on.
that one scene from Quest of Camelot, whatever it is, where they're like all raise their shields?
Some of us
I
don't
do
have
say, what are these people doing at the round table?
Hi,
Wait a
Deadpan.
minute,
I'm
I've
doing
got
pretty
this.
good.
That
I've
works.
got
Ah,
this. Let's do
I
this.
see.
Wow.
The
Is that
Knight of the Round
Alphonse's
Table,
armor?
I feel like we should
circumference.
have a round.
Right?
Circumference.
I feel left out.
We all
Boy.
come dressed.
I'm the Knights of the
I
Legal
don't have a
Department.
knight. I have a pirate guy, but
I'm not either.
Anything
Dar-
close.
but Dara doesn't like my
I like
pirate.
this.
I
like
didn't say
that.
I didn't like it.
Legal department.
It's
I
just
know
Works.
well, if Campy
too
and
pretty,
my
boy.
dragon work.
Captain Harlock's harsh. He's angular.
He looks angular, but
Okay,
he's
can
actually a
we
big teddy bear.
get back to doing
This is
your
a really
I'm
nice
Knights of
guy.
the Legal
This is
Department.
going to be the-
Gotta be honest.
Alright.
So can
No,
I
they
go?
need to know this
I
is
know
how
this
it's
is
gonna
a.
be.
I know this is like an
Segueing back
impromptu
to
topic.
Facebook, yeah.
Okay, that worked.
Can I talk about fuck Mark Zuckerberg? So.
Who?
Oh, is that a new campaign?
I know what you're about.
Okay.
I know what you're about.
Close
to talk
enough.
about.
The one about Kauai, about there in Hawaii. Yeah. So
What?
this motherfucker. Okay. So I found out a couple days ago. This motherfucker is suing, literally suing families that have been on the island of Kauai in Hawaii on land
Wow.
that their family has owned. They are suing. He is suing them for millions of dollars because the island told him, no, you cannot build a mansion on the island.
Well,
So he is suing to then, cause all of them to sell the property, which he will then buy up to build a mansion along with emptying out the land around him. These are Hawaiian families. These are families who have been there for generations. And the man already has 10 fucking houses across the goddamn globe. He doesn't fucking need one in
building more
Hawaii
with him.
that he's gonna live
He
in
really
for like a
doesn't.
month every 3 years.
Have
Fuck
you
Mark
considered this
Zuckerberg.
as an idea? Now, you can destroy
Next words out of your mouth.
privately owned houses, but always kill and eat the rich. That
You gonna
But-
punt?
but
What
if-
are you doing?
but
What was
if-
that?
they were to establish the houses out there as historical landmarks.
Most of Hawaii is. So Kauai actually has instigated you cannot build a building over, I think, 4 or 5 feet tall, or not 5 feet, 5 stories
That's a
tall,
teeny building.
because
5 feet
it's a very
tall.
teeny building.
That's for
I'd
You
hit my,
cannot
I'd
build
hit my
anything-
head going
I
in it.
couldn't fit in that house.
Because there was a single skyscraper, but like it was like a 10-story building that was built, and it completely ruined the skyline, and the whole island just said, "Fuck you, no more of this." So when you go to Oahu, which is the main island that most of travel goes through, when you think of Japan, that's pretty much Oahu. The whole island is covered with homes and buildings because that's where everybody gathers. That's the main hub. You go to the Big Island and it's very large open spaces, but Kauai looks like all of those old 1940s and 50s era, come see Hawaii
Just tell me I have,
postcards.
Lincoln Continentals out of every home, please. That's what I want to hear. That they
I
wear
don't get the
suits with
reference,
top
but-
hats.
No, but I mean, the whole island pretty much closes up shop at 6 o'clock at night. It's the most laid back, relaxing thing. And not to mention the fact that the Hawaiian people have been,
A laid-back
are-
Hawaiian.
no, they have been fucked over by the U.S. government for decades. They're it's a whole
Just
story.
like every other native.
Right, but they
If you're
had,
native,
their
you
monarchy.
fear
Their
America.
monarchy was literally destroyed at gunpoint. The last queen, Queen
Wow.
Liliuokalani, was held at gunpoint and told to sign a treaty that was handed over all of Hawaii to the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah,
remember that.
I
As-
remember
as a
that
territory.
fact.
Sounds
And
brilliant.
On a
yeah,
side tangent before this starts again. Fuck the French. I just thought I'd mention that because this is going on YouTube, so I need to make my stand very clear. Fuck the French.
but yeah, so
non-
fucking
You guys are disgusting, you fucking pompous ass, wine smelling, pit wearing cunts. How dare half of you even how dare you have a nation and call it in sophisticated because all you've done is surrender. I don't know if you've listened to your national anthem, but it's like the
Bro,
blood of
have
our
you ever
enemies
heard
will
of
run across our
Napoleon?
flags, and it never has, because all you do is
Brad.
surrender, and I wish we still owned you.
Brad, you do realize that like 90 you do realize that 90% of the nations around the world celebrate an independence from your country?
Yeah.
90%
Yeah,
of
I wanna
nations
go
around
back.
the world celebrate independence from either
Ooh.
Britain or France.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the ones from France
the
are
only
like
thing
like
France
10%
ever
of that
did was
90%.
somewhat. The only thing France ever did that was somewhat reputable was the French Revolution, where they killed the other French.
Bruh, have you ever heard of Napoleon?
He did a good job.
Yeah, he's a short dude with a
He
temper, like
conquered
most
half
people
of
in
fucking
France.
Europe.
Yeah,
Then
and
he
he had
tried
a tight
Russia.
issue.
Sure.
Fuck him. We
He never
killed him.
fucked with Russia in the
Oops.
war.
He never had a
Yeah, no,
Anyways,
that was
back to
that.
the-
Like,
back to
I don't know
the
why
Hawaii.
no one ever
Yeah,
burned
you don't
from
fuck
that.
with us.
Back
But
to
so
Hawaii.
yeah, so
I have a real quick question.
there's a
Is
petition.
Hawaii the
there's-
island with Mauna Kea on it, or
No, that's the Big Island. That's
Okay.
Hawaii.
They all
So
wear big anime eyes and chocolate
funny
like
thing,
woo-woo.
not Hawaii, Kauai. So the big
Just
what
picture
everyone
this
calls
island full of anime people. Welcome to the island.
See, this is
So-
why we're
Ohio
this is why we're
gozaimasu.
Z tier.
Senpai Oni-chan, please.
Hola.
Um,
Hola,
so,
Oni-chan, would you like to get laid? I'm sorry, what? Here, have a
hola.
lay.
Wait, why are you saying hola?
I don't.
Hola.
Yo, you're
Hola,
thinking
I didn't
it's
know
Afro,
that.
bro.
Hola, me amo.
I said the first on accident. I had a long day. Leave me alone.
Sir, please continue.
I
Mahalo.
said it first.
Dark.
He got it from me.
I know.
It's an accident. I'm sorry.
No, so the entire
Hola,
island,
señores.
Sorry.
the state of Hawaii is actually named
It was
after
Aloha,
the
that's
biggest
why-
island.
God damn it.
The big island is actually Hawaii. There's Hawaii,
Ohio.
Maui,
Ohio.
Kauai, Niihau, Oahu, Molokai. Like
I've
there's,
been to
but
Ohio.
the big island is actually Hawaii. So that's where Mauna
Dara,
Kea
I've
and
got a
Mauna
question
Loa
about
are.
Hawaii.
Oh, here we go again. Yes.
Why is
Yeah, he
everything?
wasn't.
Oh,
I think he showed like 5 seconds.
Oh.
Like micro.
yeah.
What do you mean everything's-
No, go through the list of names again, and I'm gonna count the O's.
Hawaii, Niihau, Maui, Molokai,
I didn't come here
Oahu.
for ASMR.
Shit, I'm blanking on the rest of them. Because you don't. Because there's only
I mean, you
people.
didn't name
Because
the
people only
names you
live on
did
these.
last.
Listen, if
There
I
was,
can
like,
remember
I swear I heard, like,
172
3 O's.
countries, you can name. You can remember a couple.
There are like
Boston
30
does have
fucking
Hawaii.
islands in Hawaii. 9 of which are the main are islands that are
Most of the
habitable.
times you don't even remember them.
I do all of them.
Sometimes you don't even
Mhm.
remember to get to
Yeah.
this
Name
podcast.
number
I don't want to
90.
hear it.
He's going through them real quick in his head.
Wait, to be fair, I think Frosty can only remember the countries if he's doing the Yakko skit.
3 minutes later, he'll tell us.
I don't think he can do it without.
Why do I feel like
It's
he's
somewhere in
looked at his
Asia.
phone?
That's all I can say.
Closer.
Somewhere in
Closer. A
Asia.
little closer. There we go.
Okay, right.
I, do
I
like
may
that.
have a shite memory,
you
but I
ready
can
for
remember
the
most of
holidays
the
already.
villages in England.
Festive early.
I'm like
Because
Walmart.
they're all
Nice.
shires.
Like 3 seasons early.
Essex, Wessex, Leicestershire.
Hey, you know what? Maybe if we go to
Continue.
Walmart
Continue.
tomorrow, there'll be Halloween stuff.
Well, I was just gonna say,
Yorkshire,
you know,
Manchester.
first of all, the fact that
Leeds.
fucking
You
because
never know.
you know, rich people in Hawaii get away with so much fucking bullshit. It fucking pisses me off. But there's also a petition. I think I'll post it in Frosted's Discord because I don't have a
You
Discord.
literally fuck Mark
that-
Zuckerberg.
You should get a Discord.
It's
Dara.
basically a
I can
petition
solve that,
to
Dara.
to help fight against
I could solve
help the
that.
families fight against
I
the
have
fucking
the solution to
lawsuits.
your problem.
Because basically what it boils down
I'm
to
still
is Mark
surprised
Zuckerberg.
Technology.
Mark
I'm
Zuckerberg
surprised
basically
he's going to the effort.
exactly because Mark Zuckerberg
need him.
basically he walked in and said I want to build a mansion here and they went no, and so now he's got to
literally has-
stick up his ass. He has 10 other fucking houses
Not only that, he literally has enough money he could make his own goddamn island and build his own fucking mansion and not disturb anybody and still have billions of dollars left over.
Because somebody told him no.
Fuck you money is
It's because of someone said no.
That's the equivalent
Someone
of a
told him
teenager
no.
throwing a temper tantrum.
Exactly.
Why does this guy sound like a
No, but look, guys,
Because
we're
he's an
forgetting.
asshole.
In his robot brain, he can't distinguish what no means. So he has to try again.
Okay,
Yeah,
we
so-
kill and eat the rich. Start with Zuckerberg or Bezos.
Bezos, he's the
Bezos.
richer of the two.
Start with the richest
But
first. No,
if
fuck
we
off, you.
start with Bezos, then Zuckerberg might.
You fuck off.
No, we get them both at the same time.
I beg
We
you
tell
to
them.
shoot
We
first
tell
arrow
them
at
that
the knee.
we convince them that there's a meeting.
2 different troops.
But wait, doesn't Bezos sign our check?
No,
Bezos doesn't. His company does. Bezos doesn't.
Yeah.
Papa
Oh,
Bezos
no,
don't
not
sign
Bezos.
nothing for you.
No, because
This
if
is
you had
generating
that, then you
profit
could
for
sell his signature.
Exactly.
Bezos
Oh.
money.
Awesome.
Jeff Bezos wouldn't give a fuck if you died right now. That's how little impact that has for him.
This is how rich he is. He could pay to rebuild you.
Yeah.
And
He
you
could
could-
replace
he could-
you.
he's-
If you died and he was a fan
He's
of your
so
Twitch
rich.
stream, he would pay to replace you.
Get boobs.
That's how fucking rich.
He is so rich. He is so rich. He could take out the highest assassination contract to take your ass out, rebuild you, and then pay that same contract again to have you taken out again.
And then, in the next hour, he could repeat the process.
Well, if you heard my comment earlier,
Yep.
I'm like, why not?
He'd probably do that at least a dozen
That's
times. Cost him
That's
At
fair.
least.
Yeah, before it gets
Before
1-0 down.
Yeah, before even a dent
still
is
like-
made.
I still like how if Bill, yeah, what was it? The thing, if Bill Gates were to drop $100 bill,
Fancy hat.
it wouldn't be worth his time to pick it off the ground because he'd already made it back halfway bent down.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
to be fair, he would have. If he drops $100 bill, he also gives 1,000 more to charity. So it's he's a very nice man, as much as people who don't wear masks say he is.
Hey man, you got to get those good boy points. I mean,
like
don't
it.
get me
No,
wrong.
it's not-
Don't get me wrong. It's great that for and especially individuals to like donate to charities and shit. I mean, I like to do it whenever I can, but there's
Yeah.
still that part of me whenever it's like a big, individual. There's that small part of me that still goes, okay, you're banking these good boy points so that when you fuck up later on down the line, you can be like, but look at all these things I do and I've done. Give me a pass
I
on
don't think
this
he's
one.
ever fucked up. I generally
It's
don't
some-
think he's ever.
It's pretty
I
much
think he's
something
just
to
a
say
nice
knows the
dude.
Clintons.
later on.
The fuck?
But anyway, so
Fuck him,
basically,
fuck him,
fuck
fuck
Mark
him.
Zuckerberg. It's
Jesus.
it's fucked up how fucked over the Hawaiian
Micro,
people have
thank you for the
been. I mean, if
follow.
you want to see some, if you want to
Oh,
see,
I thought
I was
learn
following
some
already.
interesting shit, just go
Don't
through
forget
the
to follow
history of
Brad.
Hawaii.
Thank you,
Just
Michael.
go through the
I love
history of
you.
Hawaii, and you will see some. You'll sit there and go, God damn, it's on par with the fucking first peoples of the Americas. Like it is that fucked up.
On a
And
side
it's all because of the
tangent,
fucking Mormons, the goddamn Mormons, fucking missionaries, fucking
Dum
bullshit.
dum 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 dum.
on a side tangent, going back to people who own a lot of wealth. Did you know the guy that owns IKEA lives in a very small house and doesn't use his money? He literally owns
Yeah.
billions. He just lives in
also-
a fucking little cottage.
He's
Hello.
worn
He's
the-
also
he wears
dyslexic.
the same
That's why they
clothes.
name. He's also dyslexic. That's why they name IKEA stuff after Swedish landmarks and country, or like
Is it true they
because
serve
like
meatballs?
if it's any water
think so.
fixture, if it's like water fixtures or bathroom stuff, I think they're named after like Swedish or Nordic lakes and rivers.
Oh.
If it's like like
I want a toilet.
but so
full
because
before-
he can recognize those because he sees them on maps and things and
Imagine
grew
being
up
so
around the geography.
dyslexic but being so rich. My aim in life.
Bill Gates never
Going back to
Bill
how
Gates
much
never
money
graduated
Jeff
college.
Bezos has. If Jeff Bezos' money was second, if Jeff Bezos' money was seconds he was going to live, he would live for 5,273 seconds.
Bro, I want
that
that
all?
money. I want that kind of power.
5,000
Should never be given it, but I want it.
That's with my shitty math. That probably.
I'm pretty sure if
Probably.
you message Jeff Bezos, can you pay off my student loans? He'd go, how much is it? And he'd be like, that's just like a ping meal for me.
No. His
He's like,
response
"That was-
would be, "Who the fuck are you?"
Yeah,
He
probably.
makes
How did you
more
get this
money than
email?
I will ever make in my
Yeah,
entire
I
life.
just
this email.
Second.
A wealthy Nigerian prince gave it
He's
to
not
me.
gonna respond.
I'm still waiting on
Dear
him to
Jeff
get back to me.
Bezos, I want my life back. Can I
Dearest
please have my
Papa
college
Bezos.
tuition paid? Papa Bezos.
Don't ever start the
Papa
message
Papa
like that.
Bezos.
He is not reading that.
I
And
guess
plus,
I
talk
called
about
him
an ego
Papa
inflate.
Bezos, he'd like it.
Wait,
No, he wouldn't.
do you
I
think
probably
he
like
likes
you called
being
him
called
Daddy.
Papa? Because I'm pretty sure we're not the only people that call him Papa Bezos.
Oh no, I
You
sold
think
it.
he likes
for
being called Papa
Probably not.
Bezos?
Boy, Papa.
I imagine his children call him Papa Bezos.
But imagine being
Dear God,
a person walking up to him,
Bucks are
Papa
massive
Bezos,
when
how
you
are you?
need
And he'd be
them.
like, I'm
You couldn't walk up to him. You'd be
Fucking I'll
sniped
just
within
tweet
the
him every
second.
day until he changes his Twitter, like not his ad, but his Papa Bezos.
I kinda,
Do we
right, so
really
this
need
is
to give that man a
low-key
bigger
dream of
ego
mine.
inflate?
This is a low-key dream of mine. If I were to ever own as much money as these people, I would do anything anyone asked me. Like, if you said, pay this amount of money to do one thing, I'd do it.
Hey,
And
hon,
if it was like, if you're gonna call me
Mm.
Papa Bread
next joined?
on Twitter, I'd
Yeah.
change my name.
Yeah? Okay.
If you were
'Cause,
if
I
you
mean,
were
that's-
saying
that's
if you
the
said
thing that,
build
like-
a tank and build another tank just to blow up both tanks, I would do it.
Well, see, and that right there, like that is what has always confounded me with, the extremely wealthy, or even just the very wealthy, and their massive boner to hold on to it as much as they can. It's like you can't fucking take it with you. When you die, nothing happens to it. You can't take it with you anywhere you go after that. Why the fuck does it matter that I so badly would love to get someone like Jeff Bezos, Robot Zuckerberg, whoever the fuck, and just sit them down with somebody who like an
Robo-bird.
an accountant basically, to go, okay, what all do you own? How much is it worth? Or not how much it's worth, but how much would it cost you to maintain it in a year? This much? How much do you make? This much? Cool. If you just made double what it would cost you and the rest of it you just fucking gave away to anyone, you could still live the exotic life that you have today. You don't fucking need that. I don't understand.
And by the
Yeah,
time you
yes,
have that
Frosted.
conversation, he's already bought that.
Not only that, it's considered charity, so it's a tax write-off at the end of the year,
Exactly.
anyways.
Like, it's
Tax write-off. Yes,
I got
tax
$50,000
man.
of debt. Sign me the fuck up.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, it's because even with the
It's all
10
about power.
fucking houses and the properties oh, by the way, not only does he own the 10 houses, but each of those houses he owns acres around it so that he doesn't have neighbors. Fuck you.
What? Why?
Um,
Why do you need
I'd
10
love neighbors
See,
if I
that's
was
never
rich.
made-
Those would be
That's
the
never made any
coolest
sense to me.
neighbors.
Like that's why I was asked recently, what would I do if I won $1 million? Just $1 million. And
$1 million.
most people's answers lavish lifestyle,
Burn
do
it.
this,
Oh,
do that.
pay
I'm
off
like,
my
no.
student fucking debt for one thing.
Gonna
Right,
pay off.
right.
I pay
Yeah,
I
off.
feel like there's
then
a certain
go in
stereotype
hard.
that fits the
Yeah.
blow the million quick
No,
scheme.
if someone said I'll give you $1 million right now, I'd £1 million because it costs more.
Pay off my debts and
I
invest
would
that shit.
buy a house, buy a
yeah.
car, start
But
up
in
my own
today's-
business, and go from there.
But in today's the dollar, $1 million doesn't really go as
You're right,
far
though.
when you go for buying a house, a car, and all that kind of stuff.
$1
Because especially if you're going to start your own business, because to start your own business, you need 500,000 starting.
Yeah,
most
I could
businesses.
probably
Business
in England I could
licensing.
buy a house for
Roth
400,000, buy a
Let
car
it
for
sit until
50.
retirement. You're gonna be very
I
happy.
mean, honestly,
What's
I
the
have
point
sat
of
there and
being
gone,
rich and old?
okay. Exactly.
Can't do anything.
What I would
it'd
do,
be more fun if you're
honestly,
rich
Hey,
and
man.
young.
You can afford
Honestly,
that
so,
number round though.
currently,
I got
what
mine
is
with
it?
the bling on it. It has spinners. Don't you see? When I move forward, it plays.
What is it,
Because I
megabucks?
got high by Afro Man.
the current megabucks is like 50 something million
Please
dollars.
All-Star.
So after taxes, you're walking away with like 42 or 45 million. I would pay off my parents' house, let them, have them be comfortable, help my sister and her husband get, everything. Like I would do all that stuff, get myself, comfortable and steady. I would still have like, millions of dollars. I would love to like go to fucking awesome games done quick. I would love to go to awesome games done quick and just be like, all right, I want everyone to donate as much as they can because by the end of this thing, I will match the whole fucking thing. Like I want to be that guy who's like, fuck it, I'll match it. Oh, there's this incentive, fuck it, I'm going for it. Let's fucking get that. Like I just want to drop as much fucking money on charities as possible. Just be like, fuck it, it'd be the coolest fucking. Because then you would be remembered. You'd be remembered as the guy who's like, man, that guy fucking, we made $3 million in charity donations, and this guy just fucking matched it. That's awesome. Like you will be remembered for that shit. You won't be remembered for I have $37 million.
Million. After paying off your house, everything you had, you'd still have around 30 million. 6 million is still nothing.
No, he wouldn't have. He wouldn't have 30 million after paying off all his stuff. He'd have $45 million still.
Yeah, I still have.
Oh yeah, like, sorry. I was like thinking you set him up nice.
Well, yeah, nice. I would.
Even if you get set up nice, you don't need $1 million house.
No, you don't.
You've got $1 million, might as well have it.
I mean, honestly, you could just set up. You could. I mean, my sister has sat there and calculated it. All you have to do is take about $5 or $6 million and put it in high interest bank accounts and just let the interest build. And in 1 year, you could literally live off of the interest alone, just off of $5 mil.
So if I was Big Boy Bezos, another nickname he has now.
I didn't follow that.
I would.
Bezos giving an inflated ego. Papa Bezos
he has an inflated. He owns Amazon. I don't think he gives a shit.
Well, no, what I'm saying, Papa Bezos keeps him grounded to family.
Let me say my fucking point.
But true.
Papa John's, he did a good job.
If I had his money, I would build something called my wacky ideas machine, and you could send tweets into this machine. And every day I press a button, and it's whatever that button says, I do.
It's like if someone gave
with the money I have.
So
yeah, pretty much.
You want to know what I've honestly sat down and thought if I if I won the 20 million or not 20 but 50, 60 million dollars whatever.
Euro Millions at the moment is 114 million.
Right. So you know what I have actually sat down and thought about what I would do. I would love to fucking, because it's one of those things that it will never happen in my lifetime. I will never see it. Hell, my grandkids will probably never see it happen. But I would fucking love to set up like National Treasure or like fucking Indiana Jones or Uncharted levels of puzzles and hidden shit that is just like all hidden throughout, and someone finds that one starting point and they solve this mystery, and at the end I have basically bought gold and jewels worth values and hidden them in a secret location, and it's like the ultimate treasure map that you see. No, for like the levels of like shit that this would go through, like I would want it to be worth it. But like, because you always see shit like that in like Goonies and and all these adventure movies, and treasure hunting movies, and it's like none of that shit actually fucking happens. None of that shit's real. I would fucking love to have that.
Wait. Before you go on your point, there is one person who has done this. There was a guy who used to do what Indiana Jones does. He used to go around getting artifacts. And it's still up. No one has figured it out. But he buried a box with some of the most valuable items he had after he died. Like, before he died, he did it. And bear in mind, he's like 80 when he did this, so it's in a place that you can get to. He buried it, and he made a whole, like, rigmarole of shit. And no one has figured it out. And I only know this because I watch BuzzFeed Unsolved. You get away right now.
Who's this man? Who's this man? What's he do? Tell me everything.
1 minute. Actually, there's a BuzzFeed Unsolved, and I'll link it. And they try solve it, and they got close. Is all I know.
Yeah. But I mean, like,
Negative fucking BuzzFeed.
because
Wealth of that man.
No, the Buzz. I rate the
I'd be
BuzzFeed
upset.
unsolved people. That's the only bit of BuzzFeed I enjoy.
you know, the thing
That'd be
is, like,
sad as hell, though.
you would have to definitely like,
Agreed.
have to pay like, secret, like, do a lot of secret construction to guarantee that the structures and and the puzzles and traps and everything, not traps, but like nothing deadly, but like you'd
Not
have to make sure.
trapped, but there's gonna be traps.
It's a
People will die.
paint can on
There's
a
It's
string.
going to be a
Yeah, like
just
things that would
12
have to.
drop. It's just a 12.
Yeah, but they'd have to be able to survive for however many years it's going to take before somebody finds these. Never tell anyone. Like make sure that these like everything is locked away and hidden, and no one knows about this shit. Like, but it would just be so awesome to because that's
Wait a
one of those
minute.
things where it's like I'm sitting on
Is
my
you doing
deathbed
that?
going, I know it's out there. I'm never gonna see it finished or like someone find it, but I know it's out there, and I know it's gonna be the greatest thing ever, and I could die happy
Reminds me
with
of
that.
people
Like,
finding like
not
game
to alarm
bugs and
anyone.
shit, like
There's
Easter
someone at the
eggs
door.
15 years down the road.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's cool.
exactly.
Yeah, it's Nyx.
Yeah,
I watch those all the time. Those are fun.
Never met
Someone
me.
actually just
I
found.
just got- I
Someone
just
just
got
found an
confused.
Easter egg in the Futurama game for the PlayStation 2. Just found the Easter egg.
And the
Futurama.
creators
Within
are
the
like,
last-
wow, it took you long enough.
Yeah.
Well, right.
love
They're
that.
like, well, here's the thing. They found it on accident. And they found after touching a few things, you would get money. And you're like, what do I need this money for? And it was you'd have to put it into a machine. None of this is, by the way, even said. And it lifts up a wall, and behind it is an Easter egg. Literally. And you can
Well,
hit
it's
it.
like,
It has colliders and dynamics. So there's got to be a way
so
to
some
open
of some of the fun, interesting like YouTubers that I like to watch now and again are the Call of Duty Zombies Easter egg hunters, because there's
they
shit
do.
that
They're good at
they
that.
are like there's some that this guy was like, this map came out 8 years ago and we just found new
There's
things.
probably something
Like-
still on Kino de Ton that we don't know, and it's so
Well, the
old.
developers, Treyarch has said, because the zombies community is like, so we found everything, and they looked at their list and they went, oh, there's one thing you haven't. Yeah, Treyarch went, there's one thing you haven't found in the first few maps, and they went, what? It's like, yeah, that one's, yeah, we're not telling you shit about that, but it's there. We're not bullshitting you.
Apparently-
It's there.
You have not found the first bits of it.
Apparently, there still is a secret in the Xbox, the original
Really?
one. Mm-hmm.
It gets struck by
Huh.
lightning.
Well, it's like,
Unless it's
wasn't
mine.
it just like, wasn't it just like 2 years ago that somebody found it's quote unquote not really an Easter egg, but somebody found out that with a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade cabinet, by tapping the player 1 and player 2 start in a certain sequence, you can basically get into the debug mode. And nobody
Yeah.
fucking knew about it until like a couple years ago.
I bet you the developer knew it.
Well, yeah, the developers knew about it, but it's like one of those like, holy shit, who would have said it's on all of them? You just tap, 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 like a certain number, and bam, here you go. And the developers are like, oh yeah, we've known about that. And it's like, what?
By the way, I
Love
just
you,
want to,
love you too.
because we're talking about secrets and Easter eggs. One thing I have to do is I have to give Bungie props for one thing. Every raid in Destiny 1 and 2, I have attempted 2 raids on first day. So I'm like up against people like Dato, who has done it since it come out, who will do first raids every day.
Mm-hmm.
And the amount of shit they hide in one raid, fuck me Christ, I could barely get past the first boss. Like, the amount of time it takes to figure half the shit they do out, and they've already, like, finished and got all the stuff. And I'm still sat in the first fucking boss room going, how the fuck do I damage this con? Because, there's a famous, so Dato, who is the guy that does it a lot, there's, which way is it? There's a raid called The Last Wish in Destiny 2. They said for this raid, we're doing one special thing. You get a special little calling card thing to say you were the first people to do it, and everyone in your everyone in the fire team that did it gets the exotic weapon known as the 1,000 Voices, which is you could get from the raid, but everybody's guaranteed it. It took them 7 hours. 7 hours, which is granted, a raid usually takes 3 hours if you know what you're doing. So 7 hours, it was ridiculously good. And it was two fire teams on Twitch fighting it out. And one of them lost by a minute. There was a minute in it.
I think I remember.
They
some
should
of
let
that
him have
story.
that.
Oh yeah, I
No
remember.
participation
was
trophies
watching
in
it.
games.
It's one of the also they got a belt, like a real life belt. Like a like a
Huh?
WWE
Yeah,
belt.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
charging
yeah,
my,
yeah,
I'm putting my
raid.
controller's charger.
And I was very jealous I never went for the last wish first try. Because I could have had 1,000 voices. And that gun's powerful.
So
Anyway,
how
Destiny
close
2
to
rent over, you guys talk about normie stuff.
how close to time are we?
So how about with the meet?
Let me have a
We've
check.
been going for an hour.
About
We've still got half an hour left-ish.
Okay.
Or short, or long. Who knows?
I think the
Can
one
end
thing that I kind of
time
want.
we-
Honestly.
No, this
Did
is
I
going.
forget to
If this
mention
is
the
going on
story
the
about what
YouTube, we're
happened
taking it
yesterday?
2 hours. I want them cheap mid-rolls.
Wait,
what happened yesterday?
there is one thing we didn't touch base on. A big thing.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
we need
know
to
what
touch
you're
base on that,
talking
and I'm
about
thinking
now,
I know what you're
Jungle.
talking about, Jungle.
Yes. Yes. That's a story for another time. It was
No, we
what
can,
happened?
I can share. I can share that, but I
I
want to
can
touch base.
see
I
you.
want to touch base on. Want to touch base on Rec. We didn't touch
You're
that
not
at
gonna get
all.
away this time.
He's just stood at the window. Sorry, we're
So,
all distracted by
pictures
Ham.
of Spider-Man.
Recful.
I can get you
Recful
pictures
is.
of Ham's nipple.
I see you, Ham.
Hey, this one's actually important.
Y'all,
This
is a
this
terrible,
one's this
serious
one's
fucking
a somber
Shut the
topic.
fuck up.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of segue into this, I want you to know what I'm about to talk is very serious topic, and yeah. So just as a fair warning, if you're affected by these at any point in time, you're watching anyone stream here and you feel uncomfortable, recommend you either mute the stream or just walk away for the next 10 minutes. It's gonna get a little on the serious. So. That being said, you have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. So we're going to be talking about Recful was a Recful was a streamer on Twitch who just recently passed away due to for YouTube's sake self-deletion. And it's sad to see him go, and he did a lot of good things for a lot of people. And was really effective in his community, which was awesome, but unfortunately, due to all the stress he had in his life, and and I feel like in some people in that very community, he's no longer with us as of yesterday. So, Recful has just recently passed away, and it's unfortunate. And a lot of it has to do with depression and anxiety. A lot of which a lot of people I know go through. Hard, very hard topic to go over. And sorry, he had to go into, I guess, about an hour before he passed. He did propose to, now his ex-girlfriend, proposed to her over Twitter, and then he got a lot of flack for it. And unfortunately, a person in his state of mind who has tried to do this 2 times beforehand, it didn't help him. And he's if you look at his last few tweets, he actually he's been looking for people to be around for quite some time. Even in his last one, he says, I got this big old house, 3 extra rooms. Anyone want to move to Austin? So I'm bored and I'm by myself. There was some undertext now that you read it now. So just keep in mind, there's people out there that are really going through stuff right now, and it sucks. It really does suck, and I wish it wasn't a situation that people go through. But I definitely want to say this much when it comes to these thoughts. There are things out there that are meant to help you along these lines. there are websites, there's phone numbers, there's people that you don't even know that could probably help you, or at least give you a peace of mind. Because no matter how bad the situation is, I guarantee if you're going through something, you should 100% seek help. And I know that's not an easy thing to do, especially with people you might know. So sometimes it's okay to seek help from people you don't know, because they would be less biased on the situation, be able to more kind of steer you into the right direction. And in a lot of cases, I recommend speaking to a doctor, speaking to a professional. But if that doesn't work, there are people around you that do care about you. No one wants to see another person go for any reason whatsoever. So if they put themselves, if you get put into a situation where there's someone's acting in this matter, try to help them as much as you can. I mean, you obviously are not going to be able to provide them a home or money, but at least try to listen. And in a lot of cases, that's what they want. They want someone to listen to. And in a lot of cases, they don't. And it's sad. And they just push them aside. In this case, this was years of mental abuse, and unfortunately, he wasn't stable to begin with. And internet toxicity, and fortunately, this time it got another person, got another one. Last year, it was last year, right, Etika?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, going on this topic, he's not the only one that has done it in the past week. There was a Rainbow Six YouTuber
Really?
called IceCat who
He
took
as
his
well?
life. Yes, he's
Oh,
he's
nice.
deceased as of.
I
think it was
wasn't familiar with Ice Cat. I knew
Tuesday.
who Rex, but not familiar with Ice Cat.
IceCat was IceCat also died and left a fair wife and 2 kids with him. We didn't have 2 kids with him. His family's in obviously is distraught, but I think his was more mental issues. There was no real internet toxicity for him, and I know he's been getting a lot of support from every Rainbow Six YouTuber that has gone, because IceCat was the primary source for Rainbow Six character leaks. If a character was mentioned, if someone knew something about the character, he was the first place people went. And as of Tuesday, I think he hung himself. So it's a tough time for many YouTubers at this point.
Yeah. It's just world 2006 has really not been friendly to a lot of people, and I know, especially 2000. What year am I in?
2006.
20.
Wow.
Bro,
I'm just gonna
2020.
hold on. Let me just hop into
2020,
my.
dear.
Let me just hop into my
5 years.
time machine.
Frost time travel.
I am not 13.
Wanna know why I said that? Because 2006 was a rough year for me. So, but anyways, 2020 has been a really rough year. And I know it's not easy, and I know it's not going to get easier anytime soon. So, if you're feeling any certain way, psychiatry offices are open. Your friends are as available as you are. I can guarantee that. And I recommend talking with them. I recommend, getting outside definitely helps as well. As much as we're not allowed to really go places, being in the sun so much. That vitamin definitely gives you a different boost of energy. Try to find ways to stay active. Try to find things to keep your mind occupied. Don't just let it consume you. When you do, you lose. And you don't want to lose. Life is a game, and everyone comes out a winner. Just depends on how you want to play it. Also, can we put that in like a really cool quote?
So
Because that just came off the top of my head, and I love it.
I'm going to say the thing I say. Don't kill yourself. Fight for the. Fuck anyone who tells you. Those people are garbage. You gotta prove that you.
Yeah.
Has a life. and I know that this
Live out of spite.
have to out of that want.
You know what they
And
say?
don't let your
Best
don't let them.
marriages are built on spite.
But yeah, but going off what he says, like don't let their jealousy of your success bring you down.
And also, remember, it may, when you're in your darkest moments, it does feel like you're alone, but you are loved. There are people who do love you. And it is your true friends and those who truly love you who help you. And they help to bring you out of the dark places and, help. And, again, like Frost had said, sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. There's a lot of really great programs. One I heard about is it's like basically it's professionals who offer 1 hour, and it's through phone, email, face to face, whatever, and it's completely free of charge because a lot of times you just need someone to talk to, even if it's for an hour, to just get things off your chest, and they're there to help you. And it can always seem like, especially in current climate, that shit's just going downhill. But getting stuck in those thoughts don't make it any easier. So if you yourself aren't walking down that path, but you see a friend who is, reach out. Be that guiding light to bring them out of the dark. Because sometimes that's all it takes. It's just a hey, how are you doing? What's it been like? Listen. I mean, it sounds like the easiest thing, but a lot of times for some people, it's really hard to just actually listen to someone.
Listening to
And yeah, I mean, and oftentimes that's all it takes is just someone to be there, someone to listen, to help, to help take you and go, shut everything else out. None of this matters. I'm here. You matter. I matter. Talk to me. Just talk. And
And
that's
for those watching on YouTube, we will be putting a link.
we will be
to a
putting lots of
site.
links to all manner of sites for if you yourself, if you need help, or you feel you need someone, we will have links to all manner of sites for those. If you're someone who doesn't but want to help others, we'll have sites to, seeing the signs and noticing signs, which are really hard. I mean, a lot of times it's really hard to tell what the signs are, but there are very distinct ones that, when you look at them, it's like, and if you see a sign and it's like, man, I think that might be a sign, and you go up to them and be like, hey man, everything, and you do the proper, you reach out to them, and their response is, nah man, everything's great, and it was a false alarm basically, then it's like, at least you tried. Because if you didn't try and it wasn't a false alarm, then that could have been even worse. So
And if there is no links, we
probably
didn't
tried
figure it out. We apologize.
But honest.
Sorry, Max, we've given you work, but it's
Yeah,
for a good cause.
yeah, Max, you kind of said I'm going to be taking care of the YouTube channel, so it's like
it's
I'll do the title. I'll
It's
do
a
the thumbnail. I'll upload it. Don't mean
Can I
that
do
in
the
an I don't
description?
care.
I mean, you
just mean
probably
I
shouldn't
don't-
let me, but I wanna.
he meant that,
Yeah.
and I don't care. You guys.
Oh,
speak
we're
away.
good at descriptions. Someone's gonna have to spell check mine, but I'll do my best.
I am an English major. Editing is kind of my
You're gonna
thing.
spell check mine. 'cause
There's
you're gonna
so
need
many-
to-
there's English.
Because
There's
the
not a
streamers.
lot of work for us. There's not a lot of work for us. I mean, to be honest, unless I wanted to be a teacher, there's really not a lot of work for me unless it's
That's
independent
like
stuff,
saying,
which,
why are
let's
most
be honest,
art majors
doesn't pay
Twitch
shit.
streamers? It's because it didn't work out.
Right? He said, I'm gonna cry now. Later.
I have an art major and a chef's major. I'm well, not a major.
At least you're
I have
helpful in one area.
qualifications. But I did a
Hey, art is necessary. Art is necessary.
Yeah, being a chef, fuck
No
that
matter
shit.
what the
But
world
art?
wants to
I
tell you,
almost said
art
it's for
is
the
necessary.
blind. Me, I'm dumb. You know what? The biggest thing for the blind, definitely can see it.
Where the fuck would you be?
Hi.
Exactly. You need a visual director.
you're
You need a
absolutely
CG artist.
About
Like,
Medica.
you know,
I don't really know. Maybe? I don't know. I kind of zoned out.
Madame's like
wait, what?
out of it.
Yeah, you could go to places like the Botanical Garden. Go
Did you guys
like
say something about Medica?
no Attica.
Medica.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what that is.
Mm, who's-
It was a friend of mine. I was worried for a second.
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh, no, no.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no.
No.
No, we're talking about Etika. Although that is
Yeah, last year.
the
Someone
world's
else.
biggest coincidence.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was last year's unfortunate. How you doing? Pretty good, Dragon.
Well, and
But-
the year before that, it was Ronnie Edwards from,
Mhm.
side quest, digressing and side questing, and
Not to
Like-
be not to be a Debbie Downer here. Well, like not to be that guy. This is a very depressing topic, so I feel like we should uplift it before the stream ends.
All right, you want to hear? I got you.
Yes,
How I got you
please.
baited yesterday?
Oh,
feel like
yeah,
I was
you
at
wanna
a
hear
sermon
story?
for the
You
last
wanna hear a
15
story?
minutes.
Before we get off this topic,
Hold
I
on.
just want to say one last.
Okay.
Don't be a fucking.
it's on my
No,
Twitch page.
That's not gonna
Don't be a
happen.
dick. Just
Mine says don't be a prick.
Just don't be a
Mine doesn't
dick.
say
So many
that because I
people
don't know
are
how to
like-
do that yet, but it will.
Reddit taxes the whole reason, but it's the straw that breaks the back. Don't be a fucking dick.
Yeah.
Mhm. You can have thousands of positive,
Totally.
comments and statements on your Twitch or your YouTube channel or on Twitter, but then that one asshole comes along and says something negative, and that's the one
That just makes
that
me
you
feel
latch
bad.
onto, and it just
Dara?
destroys everything.
Dara, the
I have
problem
one
is for
person who
me,
goes,
it's
"You're
always the
terrible at this."
opposite.
Block
There's a
and
thousand
wait,
bad
listen.
comments, but there is always that one that's just like, you did a good job. And I'm
What
like,
is it? Dislike
yeah.
and block. I'm like, let's see how many videos you made. Oh, none. I win. Don't like, but but yeah. Okay. So switching to a brighter topic. One that was at my expense. Yesterday I got debated.
Was it your expense? Sorry, continue.
Yesterday
That's
you
the
what?
funniest debate
I got
ever.
debated. Okay, so
I'm gone
I-
for a week and y'all go through some shit. What the fuck?
yeah, no, okay, so here's what happened. Well, I had a fencing match with Happy. You guys are missing a lot of stuff. Anyways, but yeah, I got debated yesterday because Odie was hanging out with us, and one of his avatars is the Uganda Knuckle.
The
It
what?
just looks like it looks like the Uganda Knuckles world. Uganda
Right.
Knuckles world's portal. It looks like it's portal.
Uh-huh.
So I walked through it just to be goofy, and I turned around, and I changed into one of my Uganda Knuckles avatars. I walked back through it. I'm like, "Hello, everybody. How are you?" They're like, "Kill it with fire. Please stop." And I'm like, "Okay, hold on. Let me go and change. I will be back really soon." And and this is wait. Okay, so this is my perspective. I turn around and I walk through what I thought was Odie, but this son of a bitch disappeared and dropped the actual portal.
Here's
Bro,
what
that's master
I noticed after he
manipulation.
went to the portal
Played for
is
a
that
fool.
Odie actually, while he was talking, I think I noticed, like, I didn't notice, I thought it was like an extra shimmer effect he put on, but it turns out he actually put a portal on right behind him. And so that way, when Frosty went through the portal facing forward, he actually went through into a Uganda Knuckles public world. And we just sat
And then
there
I came
laughing,
back
like, oh
in a
my
Uganda
God.
Knuckles
to fuck with them.
Yeah,
that
because
was
I'm like, okay, I see how it is. You don't even tell me that I'm going through an actual button.
That was the funny part, was that like he came
Frosty
back
got
and he was
played
like
a
he
pawn in
made
the
it
game.
See
He
it for
doesn't
that.
know the
and then he
rules.
used Johnny Knuckles' voice, and he was begging to be killed.
You
I didn't
loved
realize he was
it.
gonna keep
There's
doing
a
this
skeleton.
until
Thank you
somebody
for the
made it
follow.
work and
Welcome to
killed
the
him.
ZTO stream.
You actually got followed by Papyrus. Send him some.
You loved it,
fuck, I
Fricks. It was
forgot.
the
Just
funniest
forget.
shit.
It's okay, man.
It was a good debate.
I'm gonna give you
Sent
this
me
much. It was a good
pigs.
debate.
I sent you pigs.
I like it. But yeah, that was an experience I had yesterday night. Also, which led to be one of my longest streams because give me a second. I gotta go run and beat up a boy.
He's got the runs. He
Boy.
needs to take a shit. Leave him.
That's a pretty shitty situation.
So I'm guessing with
Jesus.
that, we're ending the
Fucking
podcast.
pun. Oh no! Wait,
It
before we
was
end the
great.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yes, before.
today
Wait.
was
You
Frosty
stop
Day.
showing
Start
my
the fucking
shirt.
intro right now.
Intro, not an intro.
What are you doing?
So, just wanted to say one thing before we go.
This?
So I've been at work all week. Like, this has been the most I've worked. And it was like everybody was angry at me for something that isn't in my control. And I just want to hear your guys' perspective. So I have been doubled on my shift hours. So I'm in like fucking hours upon hours. I'm talking to half the staff and they're like, yeah, they've just been cutting our hours, and I'm slowly slinking into the back of the corner. I was like, and then one of them turns around, I was like, have your hours been cut too? And I was like, no. She's like, how have you done that then? I was like, yeah, Liv did it. Not my fault. Manager did it. I have no
Honestly,
control
you
over this.
shouldn't feel exactly. You shouldn't feel ashamed.
Yeah,
It's
but
the whole.
then
It's
they
the same
turned
thing
around
with
and was
like
like, well, why don't you give us some of your hours? I was like, no, I wish I could. Ask
I
Liv,
need
please.
money.
you have no
Oh
control
yeah,
over it.
I'm getting paid
It's-
hella well for this.
Right, but now that they're aware, it's up to them to go to the managers and be like, "What
No,
the
but
fuck is
even if they
going
go
on?"
to the managers, because they've been doing that, they want more hours. They've been going to the managers and saying, we can't do it. I know the reason. The reason I have more hours is because I'm the only one that does nights on my department, pretty much. So I am contracted to do all them night hours, and because there's no one else to help me be replaced, like help me out with it.
Mhm.
But it's because it's just me. So
Right.
it's obvious why I'm getting them all. And then
Right, but
today we've
that
got the
is-
new person in, and she's just being trained up, but she has to start on mornings before she can go to hours, where I teach her the hours.
right, but making people aware of that is the manager's job.
Yeah, it's not my fault.
Don't
And,
you get right. So
honestly,
don't
it
feel
was
ashamed.
petty all
Just
day.
tell
Jesus
them. Be like,
Christ. I had adult co-workers be like petty tantruming children all day to me. Like, can I have a HHTM printer? No, I know you have one. I've been told to come over here. So give me it. I've got to do my, like, obviously at Marketplace you do reductions. Like, if I don't do them, I get in the shit. And when they ask, why didn't you do them? If I say I didn't get HHTM printers, they'll go straight to a manager. And they're like, did he ask? And if they say yeah, they're like, why didn't you do them?
well,
It
that
leaves me
again.
no option.
Bye.
Right, but that again is the manager's duty to
And-
handle that.
And at the
You
end of the
just
night,
say this is what's been going on, and you leave it at that.
at the end of the night, I take everything out of the counter and I bag it up. Usually you're meant to do the portions, but when I first started, my manager for the department, who is now a larger manager, said just put as many as you can into one bag. I'm not too bothered. So that is what I've done since I've worked there. No one else has a problem with it. Every other manager's fine with it. But this one coworker will not get off my fucking back about it. And I've said, she's told me I'm alright to do it, and then she'll go, but I'm telling you this. Like, I don't give a shit what you're telling me. It takes me, there's a large fucking tub of chips. I'm not spending hours, like an hour, putting all of them into individual portions just so you're happy. I'm gonna put them all into one bag, and that bag will sell. whether if I put the small ones in, they will not fucking sell, no matter how much I reduce them. So I'm going to put them into this bag, and you're going to shut up, and you're going to fucking like it. So I got very angry for a second there, because it really pisses me off. Because it's my... I'm
Don't
going
you
to go
love
on
it
a
when
rant
people
now.
tell you how to do your job?
It's... The way I do my job is, I will do it the way I want, but everything will sell, and I will never cause a problem. Everything will be alright in the morning for everyone in the morning. But it's the way I do my job. It's the way I do my job. I don't need 8 people telling me different ways to do the fucking job.
Just bulk up and shut up. That's all you gotta do.
And the reason I am on this department is because I know what I'm fucking doing. I've got, like, how do I say it? I've got experience in the trade, and I have fucking paperwork that says, yeah, he's qualified enough to do a higher level version of this. Just leave me the fuck alone. You're 40 and you live with your parents. Shut up.
Don't you live with
No,
your...
I think that's a good note.
God, she's such a cunt.
But he's on. Wait, one more thing. One more
You
thing.
have
It's
a
quick.
polygon
real
sticking
quick.
out of your chin.
I told you that last...
Fallout TV series coming to Amazon. Can't wait.
Oh, it's gonna be shit. It's gonna be buggy. It's gonna have...
It's gonna be buggy.
The Fallout.
There's gonna be one
Brother,
episode
I
where they get
require
into the dev room.
nutrition.
Bring bugs.
Why?
The one thing that I say, Fred, you have to shit on it. The one thing that I say.
Wait a second.
Gizmo, I am very happy that you are excited for it.
Amazon original.
I'm happy you're excited for it, but you know it's gonna be a laggy mess.
It's a it's a TV. It's a short.
There's going to be an
series.
episode where they get into the dev room. There's going to be
There's
an
not much
episode
known
where
Nice crab.
they create second accounts to not only get into the dev room, put it on the main account, duplicate it, and then sell that shit on like a market or something.
Are
And then
you
they're going to give them a
okay?
bag that they say is the good bag, but it in fact looks like shit. Sorry, Fallout 76 is
Straight
ruined.
punch.
I don't trust that company.
I thought you
Anyway,
hit it
that's
like it
pretty
owed
good.
you money. Jesus Christ.
I think that's finally a good place to end
That's a good
in
place
the
to end.
podcast.
No, I'm
Y'all
not
so
ending
much
it
for
here.
watching,
We're not done, and we're not
Subscribe to the
finished.
YouTube watching this there. If not,
Hello there.
follow me on Twitch. Follow Brett on
Hello
Twitch.
there.
Follow Dara on
Wait,
Twitch. Follow Junk.
Wait, Max,
Follow Frost
Max,
on
Max.
The last one.
Can I say it?
Micro.
I've always wanted to
What
say
does that
it.
say? Micro.
Subscribe and hit that bell
Bethlehem,
notification
Jordan says thank you.
for more updates on our
Thor,
streaming
looking
schedule.
for-